Yes. Look at us. 2022 finally. We are starting the thing. We're doing the show. How are you, gentlemen?
I'm confused. I'm looking at so many different screens of your two's face. I can see you in my peripheral visuals, and I can see you directly in front of me, and then I've got a little thing up here with like your avatars on. It's too much. It's too hectic.
Yeah.
Very well. Happy to be back. It's been like 2 months since I've been on.
Yeah, a lifetime almost, you could say. Cool. Well, yeah, we're all good. I mean, we had a lot of chats in the preliminary getting ready for tonight. So we'll jump right into it, shall we, boys? 2022, holy crap, we can't believe we're here. And we're back for a new year. And we're going to keep doing this shit this year. Yes. On Friday nights, we record. I think that's the agreement, boys. Is that correct? We're going to do that?
Yeah, back into the old pattern. Because it was when we changed and we kind of lost our track as we were trying to record on random days of the week and at random times because of life getting in the way. So back to our usual slots, recording on a Friday, going out on a Sunday. Although bi-week,
probably will be doing.
Bi-weekly.
We'll probably do, but yeah, we'll be doing it, fortnightly. But the idea is if there's topics that come up throughout the time, two of us or one of us, if we have to, we'll just jump on and talk about that for a little bit and then save the bigger conversation for later.
This is correct.
Cool. Well,
can we point out that Dan is repping the Gameplug t-shirt?
Oh yeah, yes, good call.
Yeah, retro.
Mine's somewhere. It's in storage. It's in a box somewhere with a bunch of other clothes.
I actually think mine's here. Or it's in a storage box, but I've still got it. We should locate them for a reminisce one day.
Yes. 100%.
Alas, we have 40 minutes. Chunt, drive the show.
Yes. Well, let's start with something fluffy. What have we been playing? The turn of the year, we've all had Christmas and New Year's, and after all that shit, I don't imagine we've been having a lot of time to play games. So we're a couple of weeks in. Have we been playing anything? Dan, I'll start with you. How would you like to describe your gaming odyssey this year?
Gaming, I've been playing the game of life a little bit, and I have got married since the last podcast, since I was on. Got my Nathan Drake ring. So
nice.
Exciting, but no. Probably the main one of consequence I want to talk about, because we're going to talk about a lot of games today in terms of last year, but I've played Ratchet and Clank and finished Ratchet and Clank. It's such a good game. Chunt, whenever you pick up that PlayStation, holy shit, you have the time of your life.
Yep.
It's the humor's slightly different to the 2016 version, but it does what a sequel does. It still tells a good story and just loads much more than the first one did. I thought the game was taking a little bit too long to finish, but when you finish, you realize you're like, wow, that took a bit more than I thought it would. And then you realize you actually have done most of the game and you've only got a little bit left to finish the whole thing. You go, I could go a little bit further. So then you just go around to the planets and start doing the little optional things. And Insomniac's actually kind of good at that. And Jamie will probably talk about that a little bit as well, because he's been playing Insomniac. But they do really well. Just by the time you finish the game, you're like, it's only that little bit more, and the rest of the game is done. That's probably the main one of consequence. Nice. We'll talk about games later.
Hell yes, Jamie. What have you been playing over the break? Anything? Busy man?
Not so much over the break, but more like this last couple of weeks. I've got got a bit of my flow back. I've finally started playing Brilliant Diamond, the Pokemon game. Gen 4 was always my favourite. I think I said to you guys last year, I was like, I'm not in any rush to pick it up. I didn't until about a week ago. Got it a lot cheaper than it was a month ago, so I'm not complaining too much. So I've been playing through a bit of that, just casually in the evenings. I did manage to get my PlayStation. I made an absolute brilliant decision to sell that when I did, and then buy one before Horizon came out, which was always the intention. We've got some stock available here in Northern Ireland, thank God. So I Platinum Spider-Man. I wasn't too far away from it. I'd been edging towards it, even way back, and I was like, oh, it's an excuse to do it. So I got that done the other night. It's still, I can't wait for the next Spider-Man game. Like, such a good superhero game. Like, so well done. I know that people harp on that. Why are Insomniac not considered as one of the greatest developers on the planet? I mean, other than Spider-Man, I can't say I've played anything of theirs that's like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever played. But Spider-Man is a high bar. It's such a high bar. And I started playing Kenna Bridge of Spirits again. Did start that on PC, but I'd already bought it on PlayStation. I just didn't have one at the time it came out. But I've been playing it on the PlayStation, and yeah, some of the stuff that they've done with the DualSense there is like with the bow, like it feels sick. It's making me very excited for Horizon to see how they've implemented that with Aloy. I think it'll be wild to say the least. Other than that, what else have I done? I don't think there's anything else. I don't think there's anything else that I didn't. Over the Christmas break, I didn't play anything. A little bit of FIFA here and there, but nothing like crazy that was like, oh, I got into this. I definitely wanted to play that, or this is amazing. But yeah, I started to find my rhythm last few weeks. Checked into Destiny a little bit, but pretty much just waiting for Witch Queen now, which I'm sure we're going to talk about how ridiculous this year is stacking up to be already, because my pre-order list all of a sudden went from not much to buy at the moment to Jesus Christ, I'm going to be broke come the end of February.
Yes. Well, we're going to do like a 2021 recap and then a 22 forward look after that, and just have some fluffiness this evening.
But yeah, you must have played video games though. Tell us what you've played.
Yeah, I have. I played an absolute metric hell load, because Sarah and I, we play games a lot. So I'm not going to like rattle off a massive list, but the one that I want to really focus on is It Takes Two. I now understand why that game was Game of the Year, and because it won was the main reason I wanted to give it a go. I was like, what, excuse me, what? I think it surprised a lot of people, and what an awesome game. I highly recommend anyone that has like, one friend or a brother or a spouse. That's all you need. It's local co-op or online co-op. It's split screen all the time, no matter what mode you're playing. And that plays directly into the game, because you both need to see what each other's doing. It's awesome. And we've been having a merry old time with that game. And the game is all about, I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a kid involved, and the parents are getting divorced, and the kid makes a wish to try and make the parents closer again. So that's why they turn into these two toys or little doll things that the kid has, and they have to go on this massive journey to kind of reconnect and build their relationship back by teamwork through the whole thing. And it's a very, very endearing story, and playing it with Sarah, and we're having to work as a team, and we're both like, you start getting to points in the game where you don't even have to talk to each other. You both know what you're doing, what you have to do, because you're so in sync. It's such a cool experience. I love it. I recommend anyone play it. I don't want to waste more time like talking about any games. This is the one that I want people to play, and don't just pass it off because it looks like a silly kids game or something like that. It's got a lot of heart to it, a lot of funny jokes. The book, the guy, the character of the book, you love to hate him. He's a very hateable character, but he's funny as hell. We haven't quite finished it yet. We're so close. We'll probably try and finish it this weekend, but man, what a ride. But yeah, in the purpose of time, we're going to just talk about some 2021 events. What have we been playing in 2021? What was the highlights? Top games of 2021? Like, what was their most memorable experiences in 2021? I know, Dan, you've got some recap material that you want to touch on as well. So I've been talking for a bit. I'm going to hand it back to you, Dan. So you kick this topic off if you like.
Yeah, well, I have some different things. I have games I haven't bought, but I want to play. Games that fell off my radar completely once they came out. And then, but in terms of the highlights, we'll stick with the highlights.
Yes.
It's a very PlayStation year for me, considering how quiet it actually was as a year.
Really? PlayStation? Really?
Yeah, really. Yeah, let me tell you about it. Returnal. We'll start there, because that was a game. Not only was not a game that I normally play, I played it, really loved it. Got to the point where I'm like, I can't get past this. Put it away. Started playing some other things, and then I actually went back to it, which I never thought. I pretty much thought I've got as far as I can go. I'm going to stop there, and I went back to it, and I just kept pushing and I got even further. I don't think there's actually any more biomes for me left. I just have to finish the game, but I still haven't taken it off the PlayStation. It's still there. Ratchet and Clank, as I just talked about, that was a highlight. Just getting it as a Boxing Day sale and then playing through it, and just the way they tell the story, having the different character going back and forward was just awesome. And then getting to go back into Ghost of Tsushima with the DLC that they brought out, the Iki Island, and how they change up they don't change up the combat, but how they change up the enemies and stuff was just so cool to go back into that game. And then the last one, Age of Empires 2, because I played so much of that damn game. It was worth the $12 purchase. Definitely the most bang for my buck for the entire year.
Nice. Excellent. Well, I have quite a list of highlights myself, and probably a bit exorbitant. So I'll let Jamie maybe just put his input in, see what he wants to let us know what his highlights were of 2021. Jamie.
I'm trying to reflect on it the same way I did 2020, right? So like in 2020, I know I very much was like, the best thing I've played this year, hands down, like no questions asked, was the Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right? And it's like, that was the most fun I had with a video game. So it might not necessarily have come out that year. And do you know what? I hand on heart cannot think of a single video game that I played last year that had that same impact on me. I really can't. Returnal was good fun. Returnal was different. Again, like it's not usually the type of thing that I play. Saying that, you know, I banged on about how good Hades was, and it's very, very similar. Excuse me, in approach. But Returnal was fun. Something that I do intend to go back to now that they've added save states, because, you know, as life is for me with two young children, sitting and going, I'm going to plow 2 hours into a Returnal run. It ain't easy to do that. So Returnal was okay for me. I don't think I actually purchased another video game until like the end of the year. Probably FIFA was the next game I bought. I don't recall buying a game between Returnal and FIFA. So was February Returnal, Dan? February or March time?
Yeah. I think April, May. But yeah,
right. But still, so like April until to the 1st of October is the window that I didn't buy a video game in.
Similar.
But that's very unlike me. I'm someone who'll sit there and go, I quite fancy this, I'll play that. I think a lot of the issue is that I've not played something to the point where it's hooked me like Odyssey did. I smashed through that game. I put 50 hours into it over the course of about a month. Had a wild time with it. Excellent. But all these games that have come out that I have played, so, you know, I started Guardians of the Galaxy. I got that on Black Friday, I think, for about 35% off or something. It's awesome. It's great, but I've got like 3 or 4 missions in and I'm like, I'm just not here for this. I'm not feeling it. Much the same with Halo. Halo plays phenomenal, but the progression in multiplayer sucks. The story is doing nothing to keep me invested, and I'm 3 or 4 missions in and I'm just like, this doesn't feel like Halo. It feels like a bad RPG. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, if I wanted to do this kind of stuff, there's so many better games out there for me to play, and kind of get through it done. So yeah, I can't think of a single game this last year that I've rolled credits on. I can't, and I think that's just a case of the year that has been. It's been a very, very, very busy personal like work year for me. Like, you know, so I've not had the same time luxury, and we've had another baby, so time's been in short supply, and nothing has gripped me to the point where I've gone, I absolutely have to finish this. And to round my section out, I'd say for me, the best game experience I did have, probably New World. I played New World when it came out, and it was the hype and everything was surrounding it. It was like, yeah, everybody's doing this together, progressing together. But then I fell off because I had to go do a project for work and flew out somewhere, and I missed 5 days, and everybody had skyrocketed off, and I was just like, oh, I guess I'm going to do this at my own pace and slow down. Yeah. But yeah, Chunt, you can fill us in on yours.
Yeah, there's too much, man. Like I let you guys know every time, like I pick off some games on a digital sale. Like I've bought a lot of games, like in 2021, a lot. Like I never pay full price for shit these days, unless it's Nintendo, because they never drop their game prices in for physical releases for their first parties. But man, the first thing I can think of is Cyber Shadow. man, that was a game that I could not put down, and I look forward to going back to. And just the death loop of that game is like, I know I can do it. Just one more time, one more time, one more time, until you get it. I loved it to bits. I couldn't finish it. The last boss was just too much. There were like 3 stages, 3 phases of this boss, and it was just near impossible for my patience at that time. And I was like, I've had enough. This game is so freaking hard. I'm done. But man, what a fun experience. And I hold that game at high regard. If no one's played it, go and do it. Super Mario Brothers Bowser's Fury. Oh my God. I still think that is my favorite Mario game of all time. I loved it from start to finish. And the Bowser's Fury expansion, I can't wait to go back to finish it. I think that is such a lot of fun. And if that's like any indication of like where Mario games are going to go, sign me the hell up. Cat Mario for life. It Takes Two, I mentioned that one. Outriders, that one was a game that
was Outriders this year. Was that
last year?
Yeah.
I did finish a game last year. Then I finished Outriders.
Yes. Yeah. Played the shit out of that, man. Like I played
it was good
with Sarah, but yeah, once I rolled credits on that one, I was a bit salty on the ending. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I shelved it after credits as well.
100%, yeah. But otherwise, it's an enjoyable experience. Genshin Impact came out. I wish it comes to Xbox. I'm pretty sure it's never going to do it. But what I played of it, I can see the appeal. Yeah, I can see the appeal 100%. And I understand why so many people are playing it. Not just the anime waifus, but the game itself is a lot of fun.
It's very, very good. Another one that I forgot. I've played a lot of Genshin.
Yes, I know you have. Yes. Jedi Fallen Order. I'm going to put it in there because it had a next gen upgrade last year, and I played that finally, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly, I can't wait for the next one. Oh man, so 12 minutes was one of the disappointments of that game. Like, there's a lot of hype around that game coming out because of the cast and the concept and the loop of it. But what a disappointment that was.
We're going to go into those now.
Well, 12 minutes.
Disappointments.
Oh, sorry, I jumped ahead on one. I'll keep the positive highlights. Yes, Sonic Colors. I know, whatever. It was a highlight for me. It's one of the best Sonic games that you can get from the modern era, and I really enjoyed that re-release. Forza Horizon 5. Holy shit, man! I flogged that game. Oh my God, I've never really been a car guy ever. But the Forza series have just got me, and particularly Forza Horizon 5. Sarah and I played the hell out of that. We both got to like the Hall of Fame together and cruising around Mexico together and doing races together. And so, oh my God, it's so fucking awesome. And the controller is so super nice. I played the entire game of that controller. I had the experience. It was the thing. It was the thing for me. And yeah, Halo Infinite. I have to echo some of your sentiments there, Jamie. Like, I finished the campaign and walked away wholly disappointed for a multitude of reasons. Gameplay is excellent in the open world. While I was away on Christmas, I was playing it via remote play, just picking up all the upgrades for his suit. And once I got them all, I was like, well, I'm done. I'm out. And I thought, cool, I'll delve in the multiplayer. I bought the premium battle pass just to be like, I'm just going to throw myself in here and see if I like it. And yeah, I feel like I wasted my money. Progression is a shithouse. They really need to fix that. I want to keep playing Halo, I do, but I've uninstalled it. I just, I never thought I'd do that. I thought that was going to be one of the games that would sit on my console for years, but nope. It's a half disappointment, half enjoyed it. The campaign had its moments, but overall the story was my disappointment, and it just wasn't as cinematic as previous iterations. And finally, before I just take up all the time, Flight Simulator. Again, not up my alley, but I really enjoyed my time with Flight Simulator. I know, go figure.
Going different places.
yeah, man.
Been a couple of years.
Oh yes, traveling. Oh boy, it's very nice just to cruise the planet in whatever plane you want. It's very, very cool. But yeah, those are my highlights. So, Jan, you wanna jump in the disappointments? You wanna go there? You wanna do that? You wanna be negative?
Well, I'm gonna jump. It's not so for me. It's not so much disappointments because I didn't actually play a lot this year, and so there are a lot of games where I just quickly dabbled in. So like Oddworld, when that was a PlayStation Plus game, I was able to jump into that. Outriders with you guys, but like I never played enough of those games to really have any sort of disappointment to them because I never got far enough in them. But there were games that completely fell off my radar because of what happened. So 12 minutes was a game I was really, really looking forward to. Just, James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, totally fell off because of the word of mouth that came out of that. Apart from playing Outriders with you guys, that totally fell off my radar as well. Far Cry 6, I was, cautiously interested in it, and then that just came and went for me. And Halo Infinite, I was very curiously watching that, and so when whether it's on PC or when I get my Series S one day to play Halo, and I'm watching reviews, I'm hearing about how good the gameplay is and the world and how they built it out, and 343's done it, and then it gets all the way to the end, and then it just always lands on the same note as and the story's just nothing. And I'm like, oh my God, you almost had me. It was so close. And so that has
not a $500 million game, I'll tell you that.
So it just totally fell off, and I'm really disappointed because you just had to be okay for me to just get to that point. And I just that a miss, but that's fine.
Cool. Well, I mean, I don't have a lot of disappointments. I just had a lot of times where, like Jamie alluded to, where I was just done with the game. I was like, yeah, I know what this game is. I've had my experience, and I don't want to continue it, and just uninstalled it and moved on to something else. Like, I didn't really find too many games that were ultimately disappointing besides Halo Infinite.
Yeah, well,
I'm assuming
I've got ones that
that's all Chump found disappointing because he's frozen.
Yeah. I also had games that I want to play but haven't bought, which is It Takes Two, Psychonauts 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Life is Strange.
Psychonauts 2 is very good. Something else that I started and didn't finish, but it's one of those things where it's not. I don't think it's a fault of the game. I think it's a fault of the place I've been in the last year. I think there's a lot of these that I usually would have finished. But Dan, Psychonauts 2 is pretty much tailor-made for you. I think of all the Xbox exclusives that I've tapped this year, that's the one that I go, oh, this is a Dan type game, especially given you like, your Ratchet and Clanks and that kind of stuff. So I'd say if there's any, give that a shout. It Takes Two, I do want to jump into, but I don't have a significant other to sit through it with me. Dan, let's play it. We'll play it together. I'll get it on PlayStation. Me and you can play it together. Oh, you're going to play it with your friend, or you've already earmarked someone. I'm just lonely, all right?
Yeah, that's all right. Remember, you don't because you both don't need to buy the game. One is just a friend's pass.
Exactly right. Well, that was 2021. I think we're done talking about 2021. Like, I want to talk about what is to come, because there's a lot of goodies. There's a lot of goodies in 2022. Oh my God. It just occurred to me while I was getting my list together over the last couple of days of we're in for some good times. So I think I might just pop off with a couple and we'll just bounce around. All right. So 2022, this month, in fact, I want to start off with Pokemon Legends Arceus. Wow, have we been on a journey of this game and it hasn't even come out yet? Of like, oh my God, this game looks like trash. Oh my God, what are they doing? Holy crap, it runs at 10 frames a second. What the hell is going on? And they drop a trailer today that just totally redeemed itself. And I'm like all in. I'm going to pre-order the shit out of this. I'm going to put my money down on it next week. And I can't wait to play it. It just seems like the game that I want. Like aesthetically, when they released the announcement trailer for it, and I was like, wow, this is me. I want this Pokemon game, whatever this is. And it's turned out to be something that I think I really want to delve into and just chill out with, man. And just explore the world and like sneak around and, capture Pokemon, get my Pokedex. I don't have to focus on a fucking league or, grinding up for an ultimate challenge or that we know of. I don't know. I mean, you've got these noble Pokemon that you got to take out, but it's something different and new, and I can't wait to play it. Jamie, I think you're on the same page with me on this game. I know you're more of a Pokemon guy than I am. So
one of our electrical retailers, think of it akin to your JP Hi-Fi, had a if you buy from them, you get Nintendo games here are usually $49.99, and it's like $33 and I was just like, it's got to be worth that, like irrespective of whether it's half decent or terrible. I was like, I'm annoyed that it's not a digital download, because my copy of Brilliant Diamond actually isn't either. You've lost me because my camera battery's probably gone.
Oh no.
It's gone, I've died. Yep, connect to a video source. It's like, you don't like me, I'm all dead and stuff.
Right.
I'll just keep talking anyway. Yeah, Pokemon, I'm about it. I want to see what it can do.
Nice.
I do think that it's going to be more of a mainline game than people are thinking it is. I think they're testing the water to see if this is the future of Pokemon, and it's going to kind of evolve. It needs to evolve. I mean, we've been playing the same thing for 30 years, for fuck's sake. But yeah, I'm in on it. I'm going to be right there with you on the 28th.
Fabulous. The other one that was a surprise for me this year is Kirby and the Forgotten City. Like, I've never ever wanted to play a Kirby game. I saw the cutesy appeal of the guy and what he does and his abilities. I'm like, okay, I get it, but I never really want to play one until this game was announced, and it just looks insanity. And the last couple of days, I think it was today or yesterday, they released a new trailer for it that just solidified my interest in this game. And that's out in March. Like, my first couple of months of Switch games this year. Go figure. I'm going to be playing a bit of Switch this year. Sonic Frontiers is I'm very excited for that one. That sounds ultimately promising. Just as a Sonic fan, this is kind of like the next evolution again, like we're just talking about Pokemon. Sonic's had to do something different for the last decade, and this looks like it's going to be that. I can't wait. The Outer Worlds 2, I think I might have an interest in checking it out. I never finished the first one, so whatever. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I mean, I have to, just because it's me and it's DC, and that's just my deal. I want to see what it's all about, and it looks like a bit of fun. I was a bit surprised by the last game trailer they released on that one. Starfield is out this year. I hope it lives up to the hype. I really do. That it's going to be one of those games that might just be it just might not live up to the hype. I'm just going to say that. I might actually get to Cyberpunk this year if they finally release the next gen upgrade for that I've been hanging out for. I bought that for like $40 or something on sale last year. So
I wound up getting it for £10.
Fuck you.
So I'm happy to just sit and wait for it.
Fair enough. That's good. Now there's a couple extra ones here, and I'm going to touch on some PS5 ones, even though I don't have one, but I have that goal in mind. All right. So Hogwarts Legacy is coming out. I know I'm probably taking some of yours, Jamie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Holy shit balls. I fucking want that. That's so high on my list. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo is one of the greatest games of all time. I don't care what anyone says. And this looks like it's in the spirit of it, and I can't wait. Scorn is hopefully finally coming out this year on Series X. Just a H.R. Geiger like love fest of design and horror. Like I'm not a horror guy, but this one I'm very intrigued by. I'm going to try and do it. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. It's still listed as this year, but I doubt it. But I'm going to put it on my list anyway. Breath of the Wild 2, if it happens. And I think that's kind of where my list. There's a lot of other games in there, but I think that's enough. So if I do get a PS5, it's going to be God of War. Holy shit. And Stray, that fucking cat game. Oh my God. I want that cat game. Horizon, Forbidden West. And yeah, that's a lot of games, man. Like 2022, personally for me, I think is going to kick ass. Like last year was kind of me catching up on my 2020 catalog, right? So this year, I think I'm going to actually be able to enjoy new games when they come out, which I'm very much looking forward to. So
well, yes. you stole my entire list, so we'll
sorry, Jamie.
we can let
comment on the ones.
Jamie,
I don't try
your 50 cents.
I'm not au fait enough with what's coming when this year or past sort of March, but yeah, obviously it starts with Legends Arceus, which we've just spoke about. Elden Ring, it's a Zelda-like FromSoft game. I mean, I think if people are in on that as it comes out, do you know what I mean? Like if you get involved like as it happens, I think there's going to be a lot of those water cooler moments, you know, where it's like, oh, what have you found? Like, which way did you go? How did you achieve this, that, and the other? So keen to do that. I think I'll jump into Elden Ring. I don't know if, because it's so close to Horizon, right? Its date is so close to it. It's like a week separated. Horizon, obviously, that's why I've made sure I got a PlayStation 5 in time for it. The first game is still, I think, one of the best looking video games of all time, and one of the best RPGs ever made. Personally, I think it was exceptional, and Ashley Birch's performance as Aloy is up there. So keen to get back into that. That's February as well. So already, like, we've got 3 humongous RPGs that are hitting by the end of February. Is there anything else there that's like Feb or thereabouts that you think is, oh, that's a Jamie game? I don't think so. I think after that it'll be Hogwarts Legacy. That's slated for May sometime, I think, if you believe the rumours, because is there not another Fantastic Beasts movie due in May or something, and it'll probably come out alongside it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really keen to see what they do with that. I've been quite hyped for that for a while. Did we do a downloading soon on it?
No.
We were going to, weren't we? I think it was on the slate that I wanted to do one for, because I think that'll be... We haven't had a good Harry Potter game in fucking years, and it's quite good that it's not going to be a movie tie-in. I think they'll be able to do some pretty cool stuff with it. Again, it looks like an open world RPG, which is my favourite genre of video game. So I'm in on that. I hope you can build up like a sick-ass wizard, and you can choose whether you want like light or dark tendencies, if you want to be a badass motherfucker and, you know, have like black capes and shit. And it's be like, yeah, this would be pretty cool. Be the best wizard game that you've ever played. Hopefully. I'm quite worried by the amount of time this game's been in dev. I'm pretty sure we've been hearing about it since like 2009, right? Like 2009-10 was when we started hearing that WB were trying to make a Harry Potter game, and that's like a decade, over a decade of like they've been talking about. I don't know how long it's been in active dev for, but it's been a fucking long while. After that, I mean, like you said, Chunt, there's these, we've got Starfields, etc. coming this year. It's like, will it hit its date? Maybe, maybe not. God of War, will it hit its date? Will it not? Maybe, maybe not. Sidebar, I've gone back to the original. I think I'm in the frame of mind to play the remake, well, the 2018 God of War.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm in on that. It doesn't look very good, I must say, because I've been playing Kenna, and then I booted up God of War after, and I was like, you can tell this is a PS4 game. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's some of the rendering and the textures are not great. And I have obviously been seeing all of the PC footage where it looks outrageous. And then it's like, yeah, this doesn't run that well. It runs at 60, so I mean, I'm happy enough with that. There'll be a new FIFA this year, which I'll obviously get suckered into and play that. And yeah, well, you stole all the other ones.
I know, sorry, mate. Well, we play the similar games, you know. Like
we do, yeah.
Go back and play like Final Fantasy VII Remake, you bastard. You've got a PlayStation 5 again. You can play that. Yeah,
I'd got a good chunk of the way through that, so I'll hopefully get to that at some point. I mean,
my God.
That's right. I can get the free PlayStation 5 upgrade now.
How do you do that? How do you do that? Because it's still showing as full price for me.
I don't know. I got it as a PlayStation Plus game. So no idea. Yeah,
my camera's just giving up again. It's nice. It's I think my camera's overheating.
Well, we can't have an episode without any technical difficulties. So,
no,
exactly.
Dan, your 2022 outlook. Tell us.
Can I just do like a little thing? So when the previous consoles, Xbox One, PS4 come out end of 2013, right? 2014 was like quite a it had good games, but nothing like stood out. Like that year was when it was like Shadow of Mordor and Dragon Age Inquisition, Far Cry 4, the first original Recipe Destiny. So it had like good games in there, but nothing that really stood out. And then 2015 comes along, and you have Metal Gear Solid 5, Arkham Knight, your Rise of the Tomb Raiders, the first Battlefront came out, Fallout 4. So you start that's when the game started picking up, because we're getting into the new generation kind of thing. And that is what I think of last year, super quiet. Not necessarily bad games, but there's nothing that's dominant. I think, and then this year I think we're about to hit that 2015 version. So those are my games. The first one coming technically is Uncharted. Upgrading my Uncharted thing. I don't care. That's $10 bucks or $10 bucks.
With Gears, I totally get it, mate. Go.
That's just the franchise, you know. Then it's Sifu. I'm very excited to play that Sifu game. $60, I'm on it. That's like the 8th of Feb. And then Horizon Forbidden West. I'm the same as you, Jamie. I'm very excited for that game. I've actually started playing the first Horizon again, just I don't know if I'm ever going to finish it for a second time, but I'll just roll right into the second game. And it sounds like stuff they're doing to that game is making things very exciting. I'm excited where the story is going to take it. I hope there's little more memorable characters, and I hope you can actually romance people in this next one. That'll just be interesting to add, or just to add to the character, because I liked in the first game that you didn't, because it was just telling you about this character, and now it's like, okay, let's learn more, and part of that. The other. So these are like the top tier, like the ones that I'm really looking forward to, and the other ones on that was God of War, Ragnarok as well. Really cool to have like a two game like story, and it's just going to end like that's. Here's your 2 games. You can replay these 2 together in the future, and it'll just be one complete thing. And then the other one is Hellblade 2. Of any Xbox game out there, like Hellblade 2 is the one. I have faith that that game won't try and be ridiculously big. Like I want it to stay with the first one was.
Yes.
But I have faith in Ninja Theory. I love that studio. So yeah, totally for it. So then I've got games that I'm keeping my eye on. So I just need to see either like a decent like gameplay demo or reviews to come out and saying, yep, it's solid, it's good. And that's when, so I've got Forspoken as one of those games, the Square Enix game. Gotham Knights is the other one. Just they've given us the gameplay demo, which is interesting. I just need to see it when we're a bit closer to the release, whenever that release is.
Yes, agreed.
Stray, I also had that in there. Can't wait till that's closer. Plague Tale Requiem. I really like the first part, Plague Tale Innocence. They've pretty much got me. It just seems like the second one might be going a bit more action, and that's not really what was a memorable thing of the first game. So just need to see a little bit more. The other list is whether I'm dubious or I just need to see more out of it. So Hogwarts Legacy is one of those games. Like we've seen one trailer. We know absolutely nothing about it. We've seen leaks and stuff, but we don't know anything about that game yet. So I just need to see. Give me 5 minutes of being a wizard at Hogwarts, and you might have me. Suicide Squad, Killer Justice League. You brought it up before. My hype level is not going up the more I see of the game. So it's getting a little bit worrying for me, and that one might literally be I watch someone like IGN do like the first 15 minutes of the game, or someone see what you're actually doing in this multiplayer game. Because I know the story might not necessarily be the most compelling because of how it is a multiplayer service. The other ones, Marvel's Midnight Suns could be interesting. Not my type of game, but it's Marvel, and they might. It's sometimes with those games you just need to find the angle. Like you playing Gears. What was it? Gears Tactics.
Yeah.
Like you needed Gears to get into that style of game. So maybe this is my in. And the other one, which I think they've already started releasing the chapters. I'm still looking at the Sherlock Holmes games.
Nice.
I think the chapter 1's already come out, but I'm curious to see how that progresses and if that. But yeah, 2022. I think this is half the list. That if we do this in 6 months' time, there's going to be about double it in terms of types of games we're going to see.
Oh yes, I think this year is going to be insane. I can't wait. I've been wanting that year, like you just said earlier. Like I've wanted that year to come of like what to look forward to and to get excited about of continuous releases. There's too many games where it's a first world problem, and it's a good one to have. But yeah, it's been a good discussion tonight, gentlemen. I've enjoyed this, and I can't wait to do this more this year. We'll try and keep going at a regular bi-weekly pace.
Yep.
We got so close to doing like we did a full year every week, and then like just we started to fall away. Yeah,
it's all right. It's all good. Let's keep the hype going and the excitement and the positivity going this year. We'll try not to discuss too many negative things. I think this year we'll try. There's too much shit in the world.
We say that every year.
Yeah, but you know, I think like we really need to like stand by that and just get excited about the hobby and the games and the enjoyment of video games. There's too much shit going on. Represent. Anyway, so that was episode 80. Welcome to 2022. Subscribe and like crap. Get drunk, have sex, and we'll be back in 2 weeks.
And unfortunately, you do still have to keep washing your hands.
Yeah, particularly after sex. It's probably a good idea too. Yes.
Good idea. Don't want no stinky bum fingers, do you?
No.